So right now I feel still like so elevated within it. I feel really ungrounded.
Yeah.
And it's like when you get pins and needles, like, which I felt before.
Yeah.
I still feel it now. And as I move my shoulders, I feel the line of it going down my elbow, through my elbow and into my hands.
You're like feeling the energy. Like that's
Wow.
So,
Are you wanting to grow?
Do you want to continue that or you want to stop it?
I think I want to understand how to utilize it.
I'll utilize
eventually,
it.
when you feel it, then you can move it outside your hands to help people feel good.
So what we do with this process to unblock is the what's it called, macrocosmic orbit. And when you do that, you take a brief breath in, follow that energy. It's consciousness. You follow where your mind is and you follow it into like a spine. There's two ways you can either do the backward motion or the frontward motion. So you either go up the spine and go down the spine and go into like a circular and follow that breath. And just focus that throughout the body. But the main usage of that is through the breath and through that. The idea of that is when you get to a certain point, you feel like you can actually feel the chakras, and it kind of feels like fishing at first. It feels like at first it is silent, and then you feel like something's on the hook, and it feels like a vibration. And it feels like when you hook onto it, it becomes like a tail almost that sinks down into the earth. And when you do that, you kind of pull that up all the way up to a spine and try to break through to the top of the head and connect that. That's called connecting that to, because there's a difference between a microcosmic orbit and a macrocosmic orbit. The macrocosmic orbit is to generate that communication with the divine essence, transcendence.
So the circuit within and the circuit that is ground and sky.
I see.
Because
Also, when you get home, rub Himalayan sea salt in your hands and then put it in water and rub it until it's melted. That really helps clear the palms.
So you're feeling like a rush, like a kind of like a charge of all your energy. So you want to like, once it's like feeling really full, and then you want to go outside and like connect with the earth again. That's gonna help you feel more balanced, right? Because you just got a bunch of new downloads, and you're feeling really uplifted, light and airy, almost outside your body because you're connecting to the. And you're also, your aura is like quite growing.
Yeah.
It used to grow like it used to be 20 feet outside people's bodies, and now they're like really small, like 5 to 10 feet. Like you can even feel like you can stand over people, like kind of like their own little thing. So if yours is expanding, you're gonna feel like bigger than you are, you know. So try to connect with the earth. It's gonna ground. You're gonna feel like this is my new energy flow.
I like to do Divine Mother, kind of like the cascade of affection, do the circuits and like clean out the little blockages with love.
Because when you work with Kundalini, it's what they call Shakti rising, because that's what the energy is when you work with Kundalini, it's a rising type of energy. But when you work with Shiva, which is a very rarely worked upon energy, it's called Shiva descends, but it actually doesn't descend. It's actually an emanation of consciousness, because there's no direction, because it is everywhere. It's ubiquitous.
We do Kundalini today?
It's a mix. It's a mix of Kundalini and the Christ one. Yeah.
Which is which?
I like the tingling. I had that a lot during the beginning of the breathwork, and I really enjoyed it. I would love to have stayed there longer. I would continue to practice the heavy breathing, because you emphasize that in the beginning.
Yeah, I
You
keep
gotta
telling
breathe.
that people
Yeah,
just don't do it.
it's an exercise to really stick to it. Like running a marathon, you breathe really hard.
We're supposed to breathe hard the whole time?
Yeah.
Not the whole time, as much as you can.
No,
you
not
don't
the-
need to.
You don't have to the whole
There
time.
is no have tos.
Oh, okay.
If you feel like, if you call to, but really normally people breathe deeply like that for a little while, then they
Okay.
release and surrender. Then,
Yeah.
but you can't.
Kind of like
if
that
you call
phases.
to, then, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
it
you
is-
open up the sensation in the first place.
But it is like your consent, or rather your pursuit of what you're seeking, is how much effort you put into that. It is your willingness to accept that, in a way, because that is what you're doing is inhaling breath. That is called chi or prana, to move it throughout the body.
Okay, because usually I tend to hold my breath and it takes like quite a bit of effort to fully inhale, so.
You feel like you're holding a lot, like in general.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah, so that's why sometimes, you know, you want to move, you're just like holding back, so you let it all out.
Okay.
So it's just like how you do something is how you do everything, right? So just get more into opening up and letting the love in and letting it out. speaking more your truth. You're doing great.
Yeah, it's a continuum, right? Like breath, words, emotions, it's all one thing. So just pick your metaphor that you want to be using your vulnerability to the best of your ability, because then you can let the higher consciousness guide you to the voice inside of that vulnerability.
So, anything else rises? Anybody want to say anything? Sure. Yes.
I had a lot of really potent releases, and then the visuals I was getting. Actually, I got a first, which was octopus medicine. I was seeing an octopus in my third eye, which I'm not familiar with that. Do you know the meaning behind octopus medicine?
Octopus medicine?
Yeah, I know it's in animal medicine, and then then I was seeing dragon medicine, which I have seen before, which is really potent with like the seraphim angels. And then the last visual I got in the bowl was the flower of life, which I saw after the fact is actually imprinted in it. So that was really cool because I was still seeing it after I stepped out of the bowl. So yeah, as a giver and medicine myself, it's really feeling to receive. So I really appreciate all of you and your medicine and everyone's energy in the space. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you. I appreciate you.
Very grateful for Kim. Thank you for your work that you did. My foot was tingling afterwards, and I was like, after like that moment of connecting.
Yeah, trying to help stuff move. So you a lot of, especially for women, we carry a lot of the energy in our hips and
Yeah.
stagnant stuff. So you can physically feel tight, So it's like you did all the stretching and getting it moving afterwards. But yeah, and then we can kind of it's got another opening a hole of your body is the bottom of your feet and your hands. So it's an easy way to help move energy through and take out negative energy as well. So.
Very grateful for the beginning of just saying I received the love that I am, and having that mantra really be grinded into the consciousness and making eye contact, and I felt myself really claiming it and really feeling it and really getting into it, like this I do I am, and it felt really just a moment of gratitude to be like, I do receive the love that I am. I receive it. Look forward to doing that.
It was, for me, it was very nice, very relaxing, and I enjoyed all of it. The first session was really fun and uplifting. And through that, as well as the lying down part, I was on the edge. I was sort of twitching and feeling like I was on the edge of a breakthrough. It was very nice. Thank you. Thank you for your healing efforts and energy and conduction.
Yeah, it's something we didn't mention. So everybody have different sensation, feelings, thoughts. So reactions, crying, laughter. So some of it, and some people might not feel much, and doesn't mean anything. Nothing is happening. I wanted to make very clear that sometimes the energy can be very subtle, especially if you not fully surrendered, and also if you're new to the practice or something you're holding back. Sometimes takes time. And this process, sometimes what you're really going to see is after, and that's what is more really, really wonderful of experience the energy moving, releasing, but this is what happening here today was a shift. Everybody shift. So there is, so it's new. So it's I like to say, you're all walking in here in one way, and you all, as much as you surrendered and open to this energy and let it go of things that no longer serve you, there was a shift. And sometimes you might feel right away some change in your life. You might take a little time. Sometimes you don't even connect the dots, it's just happening. So it's a beautiful, everybody is a co-creation, right? We facilitators help you with your own process. We're not doing anything, it's a co-creation. So it's beautiful, and I'm really honored to have you all here.
Yeah, it's a good group.
Yeah. Each time is a little different but the same, and I love how it just kind of unfolds.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
You put their hand on my stomach. Did you feel me come back into my body when you did that?
Well, I didn't know what you were doing, but I did
I was
feel.
gone,
Yeah, I
and
did
then
feel.
I
I
was-
felt. Yes,
I was in a place, all these columns and stuff, and then all of a sudden, so when the hand went there,
Yeah.
I felt myself come. I was wondering if you felt me come through.
Yes, yes. I didn't see it, but I felt. So is anything else? I think.
Dinner time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you again. I hope to see you guys back here if you feel the call. But even if you don't come back here, I suggest you to take care of yourself. Continue doing some sort of. I think energy work is beautiful. There's many different things you can be called to, whatever your heart calls to. And sometimes day to day, just by opening your heart and love somebody and let yourself real little things little is actually big, things to say, but the practice of self-love, forgiveness, and kindness is what really help us. Energy moves really fast, and so I think to start happen is the path of love. I would say we move energy, but we cultivate by how we give and how we give to ourselves and how we receive. Be open to receive too. Sometimes some of us healers especially are very much of givers, and we need to understand that it's very important to receive. So be open to the give and to receive. And if anybody's still a little bit hungry, you can leave with something. Yes.
Can we close with some ohms or shantis
Oh,
or
yeah,
something?
that's beautiful.
I
Why
believe
not?
it's important too.
I love that. Yes.
It closes
Great
this.
support of you.
Yes.
You wanna lead it, Bonnie?
Put your hands together and press against your sternum, your heart. Shanti. 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 So be it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. We are so blessed. Oh. There are all kinds of angels dancing in that above us at the end there. Riding on those currents.
I'm surfing.
Oh, that is sweet. I'm gonna get food. Somebody eat.
I can. I'm going to get something to eat. So you moving? You good?
Of course. I'm up.
Hello.
It's my
That's why I asked that
Sanskrit
question.
name, Devi, expression of the Divine Mother.
Oh,
Whatever you
wow,
need to
you
extreme.
know, you actually know. You know, you
I
already
love doing
spoke. You see?
You're welcome.
You know.
You serve medicine?
You know, we, like, yes, we are
Energy
called
medicine is
sometimes
primarily what I
rather
serve,
than,
and then, I don't feel
we have
comfortable with actual medicine yet, I'm gonna take class at MCC.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm studying and working with dental Achuma.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you want
What
your
you
own
want?
process.
Yeah,
Then you
cactus
know,
medicine.
I don't.
Of course.
Very beautiful grounding heart medicine, very gentle. You can find it on the
Because
land
I was
everywhere
sending you
around
home too, hoping to see more of you.
Yes.
Farmers
I'll at least be
markets,
down
you
here
know, it's
another
not
week or
like
two,
being
so I'll try to get here
endangered,
next week too.
it's accessible
Yeah, cool.
and gentle.
I've been to all 4 weeks.
Yeah,
but
I've
it was
worked with
like-
many.
Tonight I
Our
literally
time
just, I'm gonna
medicines,
text her and say
allies.
yes, and that way I'll commit to do it.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm going to the kitchen.
Hey, Val, give me like
Oh,
really
you're
big
going,
guys.
okay,
Yeah,
bye.
like
Thanks
that.
for coming.
Actually, it's not that way. Well, there will be a day when I do, but I'm really, really in tune, and, I haven't felt the yes.
Working your way up to it.
Not better on me.